video 2, we are still going to be looking at adding, but this time we're going to look at some applications. So this is actually something you see in geometry, but you'll find that a lot of mathematics, they kind of are closely married. So technically it's geometry because we're dealing with shapes, but we're going to use some algebraic concepts. So this problem, don't be scared of all the words, it's not that bad. Our example is, in a given triangle, the largest side is twice the length of the smallest side. The other side, that's not the smallest or the largest, we call that medium, I don't know why we didn't just say medium, is 2 units longer than the shortest side. Write an expression that represents the perimeter of the triangle. Let x represent the length of the smallest side. So when I see a word problem like this, I always just read it through once, try to get an idea of what they're asking. Now when I read this through the first time, I think, do what? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what you're saying. But I've latched on to this word perimeter here. So I know if I'm trying to find the perimeter, that means the distance around the outside of a shape. So I'm going to draw myself a little triangle. Y'all don't make fun of my shapes here. There's a reason I don't teach a lot of geometry. All right, here's my little triangle, okay? Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to label it. Anytime we are doing a geometry problem and we're talking about a shape and we didn't give you a picture, draw yourself a picture. Trust me, it'll make your life so much easier. So, in the triangle, the largest side is twice the length of the smallest side. Well, this here says that I'm going to have x represent the smallest side. So let's go ahead and say x is the smallest side. Then it says the largest side is twice the length of the smallest. The word twice we talked about in the previous lesson. That means times 2. So the longest side then, we'll say this one's the longest, is going to be 2 times the length of that. Well, I don't know the length of that, but I know it's x. So 2 times x. And then this third side, the other side, is 2 units longer. Well, if I'm saying 2 units longer, you got to think to yourself, how would I represent that? If this is x and this is 2 more than x, what's that going to be? If you're not sure, think about it in terms of numbers. If this is 10 and this is 2 more than 10, well then that's 12. What did I do? I added 2. So it's going to be x plus 2. All right, now I'm ready to actually write the expression for the perimeter. To write the expression for a perimeter, we add around the outside. So I'm going to have x plus, my next side is 2x, plus, my next side is x minus 2. All I'm doing, not minus 2, sorry, x plus 2. All I'm doing is adding small side, big side, medium side. And now I'm going to combine those like terms, just like we did previously. This time, I've got x, I've got 2x, and another x. Remember that there's an understood coefficient of 1. If you don't see a number in front, then you know that there's an imaginary 1 there. So this is going to be 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So I've got 4x, and then I've got this little plus 2 here. That's a constant. He has no friends, so he's just 4x plus 2. So an expression for the perimeter of this particular triangle is 4x plus 2. And that's all there is to it. All those words boil down to this little expression. All right, this time we gave you the picture, so see if you can find the perimeter of this. Remember the properties you should have learned in probably elementary or middle school about rectangles, and check your answer before you go on, and I'll see you on the other side.